This one is for all you dreamers out there. An amazing story of dedication, hard work, discipline, never quitting. It's incredible. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on stuff and gems like this. Now let's get to it. Exclusive interview with the newest member of the PGA Tour Champions, Brian Cooper.
It's hard to put in words. It's hard to put in words. I worked so hard for this. Having my brother on the bag this week was, I knew my dad would really, really appreciate that. And he would have loved that. So it's pretty cool.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Brian Cooper, the internet emotional, sensational man here, qualifies for the PGA Tour Champions and breaks the internet with his emotional reaction with his brother. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. That's the first time I've heard it quite like that. It's pretty good to hear it like that, though.
well, it was, I saw it. I was like, man, I got to reach out to this guy. It's blowing up social media. I'm tearing up watching it. I'm like, this guy, like, I could just feel like all the hard, like you said it, man, like the hard work, and all comes down to that moment. You said it a million times already, but what was going on when you realized what happened?
I really don't know. There was a, I can't lie, over the years of playing and feeling like you should be there, could be there, you think about, okay, this is how I'm going to react if it happens. And then you get in that moment and it's nowhere near close to that reaction. It's, it's crazy. And then just your emotion takes over. And, for me, there was a lot of emotion, especially tied to this year of everything I went through. And, having my brother on the bag and, there's just an enormous amount of emotion that went into that. And I still watch it. I watched it yesterday when Damon Hack did it. We did an interview with Golf Channel. Damon Hack.
I saw that.
And I told him, like, dude, why are you doing that to me? I'm crying before I even come on. So it's, I see a picture of him and me and my boy, and, everything I do in life is for him. And it's, for our family. So it's pretty cool.
Take me through your journey this year of, like, what does it take to make it through into the PGA and get your card for the PGA Tour Champions? Because, you see a picture with the LPGA just had their Q school. They're like, 20, 40, whatever, a ton of cards compared to five for you guys. What's the journey like for the Q school process?
Anybody will tell you that you asked. PGA Tour Champions is the hardest tour to get on. It just is. You got five guys. It's not a full, it's not like a regular tour course Q school either, where you have, 100 some guys that are at finals or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it used to be. Now it's still a little different. But even for Korn Ferry, you go to finals there's 100 and some guys. There's not 78 for five. And it's five. Again, it's five senior golfers around the world get to do this. And, when you put it into perspective, it's absolutely, the numbers of that, it's just mind blowing to be one of those fortunate and blessed five.
So tell me about your Q school process. Where did you start? Did you advance straight to the final stage, or were you in the?
No, I had to go to first stage. And
what is that like?
That was in Mesquite, Nevada. Honestly, for me, I didn't know what it was going to be like. There was a part of me leading up to just a couple days before that, I considered withdrawing. I just wasn't sure I wanted to go. I was spent. I was like, I just don't know if I want to do it anymore. I shared that conversation with those closest to me. I wasn't sure. I even had a buddy call me a couple of days before. I said, I'm here. I said, I got till 5 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow to decide. I said, I'm going to see how my practice round goes, the second practice round, the final practice round. I said, before I decide. I said, because right now I'm still 50-50. I could easily just walk to the lobby, pack up my car, and go home, and I'd be content with it.
Wow. So
But
you're
and
that
it was,
close to not
yeah, it was
even
weird
qualifying.
because I hadn't even played or practiced leading up to first stage. I mean, I honestly, in the 2 months leading up to first stage, I say a month leading up to first stage, I probably practiced 2 days.
Wow.
There was like zero energy to go. I mean, I really did not know if I wanted to do it anymore. And then the second practice round, I felt okay. I'm like, you know what? I'm here. Let's just go. Let's go. And honestly, each year, these first stage and finals, it gets harder and harder because there are better and better players coming every year. Every year. I mean, there just is.
Well, and well, how old are you? What are you, 55?
55.
And so, I mean, as we get older, I'm 51. So as you get older, man, it's like exponential our decline, compared to the guys
It
that are
is.
50.
And I honestly, I think in a roundabout way, honestly, like my shoulder surgery got me in better shape because I was there 3 days a week, 2 to 3 hours a day, getting rehab, working
Mm.
out. So I think it got me in good shape physically. Mentally, I was not in good shape. And I do a lot of yoga. That's why my attire is the way it is right now. I got out of yoga late today, and I'm just getting home, didn't have a chance to change. But I pushed myself pretty hard, and I pride myself on working out and having a program and knowing that I know other guys 55, for lack of a better word, can't compete physically with me in anything.
Mm.
If they want to go lift weights, they want to go run, they want to go climb a mountain, they're not going to keep up. I mean, it's just not going to happen. But it's one of those things that I'm like, I pride myself on, and I think that's what got me back and enabled me to probably be able to do what I just did.
What's your practice? So in your practice round, like, what are you looking for to make a decision whether or not you stick around in that first stage of Q school?
I just wanted to see where the ball went. I mean, honestly, it was a tough golf course. I thought that golf course was very tough in Mesquite. I still do not know what golf course Richard Green played that week. I have no idea, but to shoot those numbers he shot, I mean, it was honestly, it was mind blowing. I shot 5 under, and I felt like I shot 15 under. I mean, that's how tough it played. It was cold, especially on the front side. The last three holes are just, 7, 8, 9 are just like you could go double, 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 and
Mm.
really just in a blink of an eye because they play that tough. So I just felt like needed to feel like the golf ball was going in the direction I needed it to go. And I knew if I hit the driver well, I would be okay. But I wasn't hitting the driver well, so that was a major concern. Um, but I ultimately I just said, dude, you're here. Just let's just give it a run. If this is where it ends, this is where it ends, and so be it. And honestly, after the first day, I was thinking, God, this might be where it ends because I think I shot one over, and I know one over doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm just like, it just felt like I spent a lot of energy shooting one over.
Mm.
And I was really concerned that much energy to shoot one over, what do I got to do to shoot under? And so I was a little concerned. And then next day, I think I ended up getting it to even. And I saw myself move up the leaderboard. I knew it was going to play tough. And I think the third day I went out and I think I shot 4 under. And then
Wow.
I kind of knew at that point, I'm like, okay, as long as you don't throw up on yourself tomorrow, you're going to be good because the number's not going to change. If anything, it'll go the other way. I had a little bit of stress early. I think I bogeyed one of those holes, 7 or 8. And it was just like, oh boy. But I think I birdied too early in the round. So I was like, okay. But when I got through, I felt a sense of relief. And I was like, okay, you're making another trip to finals. I've been to finals every year. I'm going to Q school for Champions Tour,
Wow.
which in and of itself I feel is quite an accomplishment. I missed my card getting any kind of status the first 2 times by a shot. Then I got status. Then the COVID year, they gave a status. You kept your status, and then last year with the shoulder, I lost it. And last year, really, I looked even in that field. I was like, man, this is a tough field, at finals. But this year, I kid you not. I mean, this was hands down the hardest field I've ever seen at finals.
Yeah, I
I
was
looked
looking
at
at the names on the throughout the leaderboard.
crazy.
I'm like,
I mean, Arjun
man,
Agrawal, Yi, Michael Singh. I mean, I looked at it and I'm like, you're gonna play. You have to play good to get top 30 and get conditional status this year. I mean, like this is a who's who list of guys who have done a lot of stuff in golf, way more than I've done in golf. And so it was one of those things where you're like, holy man! I mean, you really got to play some good golf just to get top 30, and to get top 5. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's just mind blowing. I look at it and I'm like, if I can get through this, then I think I can have some really good success out there. I really do.
why are there only 5 cards? Any idea?
Wow, that's a rabbit hole question there.
I don't want to get you in trouble.
No, I mean, I just think they like to keep it small. And
Okay.
when you're going to keep it small, you're not going to have a lot of spots at Q school. I mean, personally, I think they could easily expand the fields to 100. Give up 10 cards at finals. They could even go as much as making a Saturday cut out there to 70 guys, or 78 guys, and being done with it. And figuring out a way to since there is no cut, figuring out a way to compensate those guys that missed a cut, $2,000, a couple grand just for the Friday, Saturday round. But that's but I'm an outsider looking in at this point. I mean, I'm sure during this year I'll get to learn a lot more and how the ins and outs works and why it's not like that. But I mean, it's 5, and that's
if
not you many. Can make it on that. I mean, I've always said when guys make it, I'm like, man, you've done. I think you've done better than winning if you can get through that. It's incredible.
So for a lot of people watching who aren't really familiar with you or haven't seen you around, like, it seems as though like a Cinderella story gets, another guy and he makes it. But what have you done like over the years? What's your golf journey look like?
I mean, honestly, career mini tour guy. I mean, I have some status in Latin America, but that's the highlight probably in these last several years has been, probably the guy or one of the guys that, I mean, I know one year nobody Monday qualified more than me. Monday qualified more than anybody. I think that same year I qualified into the US Senior Open, the British Open as well. I think that same year I got it. I think I Mondayed 4 times and missed 5 others by a shot. And I missed 2 others by 2 shots. And then the next year, I think I Mondayed into like 3 or 4 again. And again, I missed like 4 others by a shot. So, my success in Mondays has been really, really good. I mean, better than, I'd argue against anybody next to Perel the year. I think he Monday qualified like 11 times or something crazy. But other than that, that's it. I've done Big Break, which was unbelievably, fascinating. So it's definitely been a whirlwind journey, and I don't know if I'd have it any other way, because I think if I'd done it any other way, it would nowhere near be as rewarding as it is right now.
Yeah. So what does a guy got to do like day to day to have a chance to make it at on the champion tour?
Well, I don't know. I think that varies for different people. Like some guys like a VJ. Okay, if you're the VJ kind of guy, you got to go out and you want to hit a lot of balls. I am not a lot of balls hitting kind of guy. I want to, like, when I go practice at my course, I'll go there, and if I hit 30 balls, I'm like, all right, man, I'm just gonna go play, because to me, hitting balls is the repetition is one thing. I get it. I totally get the repetition. But what if your repetition's off that day? What if your swing's a little off? Okay, so now your repetition is becoming bad repetition. And what you're doing is making the issue that you can't fix on the range even worse. Chances are you can fix it better, in my opinion, on the golf course. And I mean, but again, that's how I think. Not everybody is going to agree with me. Probably even some teachers in the world won't agree with me. They're like, no, we got to get you straight on the range before we can go out. I feel like sometimes the issue is the range. You know, you're beating balls and you're hurrying and you're beating balls and you're beating balls, that you get into a bad rhythm instead of being out on the golf course where, you know, you're looking at the pin, you get your number, you shoot your laser, whatever you do, and, you know, then you hit your shot. You know, now you're not standing over a ball, hitting the wedge. And then you're beating that bad rhythm into you. So I don't know. I've adapted differently over the years, where I used to feel like I had to be at the golf course hour 15 ahead and be on the range for that in time. And now I find out that I'm out there after like 20 minutes and I'm like, I'm loose, I'm ready to go. I'm like, my God, I got 30 more minutes before I even have to walk over to the tee for my 10-minute warning. I'm like, what am I going to do for 30 minutes? And then, I find myself getting restless.
Yeah, you get mental after that, I think.
Yeah, so I've learned, like, you know, if I can get there 50 minutes, if I'm there an hour, great. I'll be there an hour. I'll go ahead and maybe putt for 20 minutes. And then I'll go hit those balls for 30 minutes or something. But I'm trying to spend less time on the range before a round than I've ever done in my life. I mean, I was telling we were talking about something this week with somebody. I said, dude, you know, one day I tell you what, I went to a golf course on a Gateway Tour event. And I showed up like, all right, I'm going to go up to the range. And I'm walking up to the range. And the guy says, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm going to go hit balls. I got tee time. He said, you're on the tee right now. And I go down, not one, you know, practice swing. I shoot 65, make a hole in one. I mean, it was just like, oh my God, maybe I should just show up 10 minutes before and just go right to the tee. But it's crazy because I guess I went there with, you know, it relaxed me in a way because I had no pressure. I'm like, first 4 or 5 holes might be a little difficult because you don't have any rhythm. And so you relax, and I actually think I hit it better being relaxed without any expectation.
I love it. You mentioned in your the Golf Channel interview that your dad was tough on you growing up. What I was curious, like, what does that mean? Was it in golf related, and what exactly?
No, I didn't play golf as a kid.
You did. What did you play?
I played hockey and baseball mainly.
Dang. When did you pick up golf?
After college, mainly.
After
I played it with my dad when I was 15, 16, 19, but nothing like playing tournaments or thinking, oh my God, I'm going to be a professional golfer one day. That was the furthest thing from my mind.
Okay, so your dad, what does it mean your dad's tough on you?
Like working out, exercises. I had a sheet at home that I had to fill out every day. And I couldn't just fill it out. My brother had to witness it. He had to watch me do the exercises. If I didn't do it, so there were things.
Did your brother have to do the exercises too?
No, my brother was older. He was 9 years older than me, so he was an adult.
Okay.
But you know, it meant everything. You know, back then exercising was calisthenics: push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, chin-ups, running, things like that. It wasn't like lifting weights, but
so that instilled a level of discipline that carried on the rest of your life.
Yeah, and if I didn't do it, there were repercussions. And it may be my dad going to my baseball coach and saying he's not pitching tomorrow. He needs to ride the bench because he didn't do what he was told at home. And and that's kind of how I deal with my son right now. I mean, I'm like, these are my rules. If you want to be a great hockey player in your life, and that's what you tell me you want to be, then there are methods to doing that. And I will teach you these methods, and I will get you there. I know what it takes, and I will get you there, but you have to listen to me, and you have got to want it more than I want it for you. And he does. And I cannot lie. My son, I'll tout his horn to the skies. I mean, the kid is an unbelievable little 9-year-old hockey player. I mean, he plays in a 10U league. He leads all 19 teams at 10U and 10U and down in scoring. And it's at this point, it's not even close. He's like 10, 11 points ahead with less games played.
I love it. Yeah. So what you learned from your dad, you're passing on to your son, and it's showing not only in your life, but your son's life. I love that. So when did you pick up golf?
It was like I was right after college. I started, originally I was working with juveniles who were locked up. And I was a family counselor to direct if the kid could be released and doing home visits and things like that. And
And
then
you're how old at this time?
23.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I got a job. At the same time, I was coaching high school hockey with with a college teammate. We were coaching the junior varsity hockey team at Bethel Park High School. And one of the kids on that team, and then I started playing with a lot of golf with my buddy, who was at the time was a golf professional in Upper St. Clair Country Club. It's just outside Pittsburgh. And started playing a lot with him and started beating club pros. And I'm like, okay, this ain't so hard anymore. Now the game's a little different. And
Club pros aren't that good though.
No,
and I'm kidding.
But I mean, some are, some aren't. That's very true. I think
there's some that are sticks.
I've always been, one that said that, the club pros are Class A's. They should get their Class A suspended if they can't go back and pass the PAT every 4 or 5 years. Because there's a lot of them. Once they get it once, they may never pass it again. And I mean, me, if you can't play, then what are you doing being a club pro? Maybe you need to make sure your game is tight too. If you're going to go out on the range and try to teach, Susie or Al how to play golf. I mean, maybe you should know how to play golf. So, I've always been a proponent that I think every PGA professional should go back and have to take their PAT every 4 or 5 years. And if you don't pass it, then your membership gets suspended. I mean, it's not going to go over well on this with other PGA professionals, but it's just how I feel. I mean, you should be able to, you should be able to play if you're going to be a golf pro. So he's like, oh, you got to get in the business, and I'm like, dude, I mean, this is Pittsburgh in the early '90s. Not that it was very racial in Pittsburgh at the time. It was totally fine, but there weren't any black golf professionals. Simply put, there weren't. And he was at a club that definitely wasn't going to hire one. So I was like, dude, yeah, if I could, I definitely would. And lo and behold, one of the kids I was coaching on my team, who actually turned out to be like his mom and my mom became super good friends before any of this happened. His stepdad's brother was an investor at a club called Hickory Heights Golf Club in Bridgeville. And he arranged an interview for me because they needed an assistant golf professional. And the golf professional there, John Schuster, hired me as one of the assistants. And that's how I got into it. And then, I passed my PAT the first time I took it. Played tournaments, did little things, and went to Florida in the winter. Played, at that time, was a tour called the Spalding Space Coast Tour. Played that a little, and then came back to Pittsburgh and realized, I wanted to play. And I didn't want to live in Florida, and that's why I moved to Arizona. And then my journey once in Arizona was working at a club, and I did that for, until I started playing Latin America, like in 48. I got status on the PGA Tour Latin America when I was 48, and I did that solely just to prepare for the Champions Tour.
So 7 years of prep,
basically.
From Latin America, grinding it out mini tour. Man, I love your story.
Yeah, basically. I guess you look at it and be like, yeah, it's more prep than that. But yeah, I mean, I knew, and I had my mind at 48, I couldn't quit. I mean, I had a chance for the Champions Tour. So it was one of those things where, I had to prep. And I thought prepping against the younger kids, that were beating the ball was a very, very wise decision, playing against the young kids. Because then that would, I thought that would help more than just playing local events or whatever.
I love it. Well, so, okay, to wrap it up here, what's your schedule going to be? Like, how does it work starting next year? It's every event,
right
you're in every event, or what is it?
Yeah, right now there's 3 events that I'm an alternate for. I'm second alternate for 3 events, which is Morocco, the regions, and the players, maybe? I think there's just 3. But I'm being told that all 3, very high chance I'll get, except regions. Regions probably not, but the players in Morocco are high chances to get in. So, but like I was talking today, I had a interview with a guy with a clothing company. We were talking. He's like, "When are you going to play?" And I'm like, "I'd be foolish if I didn't play every opportunity I get." Because
Yeah.
at least in your rookie year, I think it's a smart thing to do. So that's my plan. I'm a plan to play as many as possible. So as many as possible, whatever that entails. Probably looking 17 to could be as many as 22, I think.
I love it. Well, hey,
Depending, because you got ages in there, you got the U.S. senior, you
yeah.
got the British. I mean, U.S. British again. You got the U.S. senior, you got the senior British. So those would add to the 16 or 18. So we'll see.
Well, you're inspiring me. I know, like even on my channel, I've done a little series where I'm going to try to qualify, but not get my card. I think that for me is, I'm not going to say impossible, but there's only 5 cards. It's going to be challenging. It's a little probably easier to qualify for an event like Monday qualifier. Just get hot.
It is. Yeah, it is.
So
it's definitely easier to qualify for a Monday, but there's a funny story. I was playing 2 years ago. I played the Ally, and I Monday to Seattle the week before, played Seattle, played terrible, flew right to Seattle. Funny story again about the tee time and practice it. I flew to Michigan. I thought my tee time was like 7:30, I think. And in my mind, I was thinking, I had to get there at 7:30 to warm up. I literally got to the parking lot at like 7:10. And I was like, they're like, "Hey, dude, you ready to go?" And I'm like, "We thought you withdrew." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "Dude, you're on the tee in 20 minutes." I'm like, "Oh my God, are you kidding me?" And I ended up shooting 65. I was playing with Fran Quinn.
yeah,
shot 65 and got in back-to-back weeks. And I was standing on the range, and VJ says to me, he says, "Hey, Coop, you know what?" And I'm like, "What's that?" He says, "It's easier to win out here than it is the Monday qualifier 2 weeks in a row."
oh my gosh.
Valid point. So we'll see.
Well, you're in a lot more events coming up. So congrats, man.
Thank
I'm rooting for you. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna try to qualify. I'm your biggest fan right now.
I appreciate it. Please send me a message. Let me know when you're coming. Worst case scenario, we'll grab some dinner, have a beer. We can talk some more.
100%, man. Take care.
All right, brother.